Hey guys! In this video, I will be going over the War Within Season 2 Mythic Plus prep from a healer perspective. I stream my keys on a regular basis, and recently I've been getting asked a lot of questions about healing in the War Within Season 2. So today I will be answering your most frequently asked questions. First question, what healers will be meta? The healer meta will always depend somewhat on HPS, but it will also depend a lot on the rest of the comp due to raid buffs. For example, Feral Druid looks like a very strong DPS on the PTR currently. So if it's meta, then Mark of the Wild will be covered within the comp, making Resto Druids less relevant. If anything, I don't even think there will be a set meta at the start of season. I think multiple classes will be seen, such as VDH, Prop Paladin, Feral Druid, Mage, Havoc DH, Sub Rogue, BM Hunter, Ret Paladin, Enhanced Shaman, LE Shaman, Resto Druid, Disc Priest, Mistweaver, and the list goes on, so don't worry too much about meta early season. In terms of HPS power level, Disc Priest, Mistweaver, and Resto Druid look pretty strong, but none of the healers are looking as strong as Season 1's Disc Priest. Healing checks are also a bit more rough for Season 2, so hopefully all healers will be buffed and more balanced very soon. Question 2. What should I do to prepare for the War Within Season 2 as a healer? Obviously, if you're just looking to get KSM and or not pushing past the first half of the season, this won't apply to you. If you are looking to seriously push keys all season, it is always better to play the meta. You will get invited to keys way more easily if you're pugging, and the content will just be easier in general as a meta healer. However, the tricky part is that you won't know what is meta until at least the mid-season 0.5 patch, where they do a lot of tuning, balancing, and changes. Therefore, the best thing to do at the start of season is to gear as many ults as possible to prepare for the meta to shift anytime. I actually did this at the start of the War Within Season 1, and will continue to do so going into Season 2. In Season 1, I did vault keys on every healer class while maining Resto Shaman because it was good at the time. And then, when Disc Priest started taking over, my Priest was already halfway geared, and it wasn't nearly as hard to fully gear it up and main swap, as it would have been if I had to start from fresh. In Season 2, I will first be focusing on my Disc Priest, Mistweaver, and maybe even Resto Druid, because they also bring very important raid buffs that will make them more likely to become meta. Of course, I will still be gearing up every healer spec with weekly vault keys just in case, if anything changes. If you don't have that much time to play that many characters, I would suggest at least gearing a priest on top of whatever class you enjoy playing. Question 3. How hard are the dungeons? I have only tested each dungeon a few times on a 12 to a 15 on the PTR, but so far the healing checks seem harder than they were in Season 1. In Season 1, Dawnbreaker, City of Threads, and maybe Stone Vault were more healing intensive dungeons, but in Season 2, almost every dungeon has at least one heal check, boss, or trash fight, so that could be a good or bad thing depending on whether you like challenges. For me personally, it is definitely way more fun. On top of that, healers seem to be tuned weaker than they were in Season 1 so far, so unless anything changes, they will be overall harder to heal. However, one good change is the consistency in scaling per key level. In Season 1, a huge complaint was that the jump from 11 to 12, and in general, each key level was too big. This made each key level very hard to progress from the previous one. They seemed to have fixed this issue with the Season 2 key level scaling so that overall, you will feel much better when progressing each new key level. I also have a video reviewing every difficult fight for healing in Season 2 M+, so feel free to check it out. Question 4. How important is raiding for M+ gear? The short answer is, you do not need gear from Mythic Raid to push high M+. I was able to get title without Mythic raiding at all in Dragonblight Season 3 and 4. In the War Within Season 1, I tried Mythic raiding because I wanted to go for cutting edge, and the main difference I noticed is faster gear progression during the first few weeks. So before you get your free catalyst charges, you are only able to obtain your full 4-piece tier set through raiding. But if you don't care about the early season gear, then this will not be relevant later on. I will personally be mythic raiding again just because I want to continue getting better at it and not only be an M+ player. However, based on everything I went over previously, the first half of the season does not matter nearly as much for pushing because the meta is very likely to shift after mid-season 0.5 patch, and the highest keys don't start getting timed until after that happens. Therefore, if you don't enjoy mythic raiding, the best thing to do is to try and pug LFR, normal, or heroic raids for early season tier and eventually upgrade it with your catalyst charges when you get higher item level gear from your vault. Question 5. Are delves and weeklies still important? Delves were very important in Season 1 because we did not have M0s and M+ available at launch, so they were the only ways we could obtain gear before anything else. However, now that all the content is being released at the same time, they are no longer relevant compared to M+. The only exception is if you want to farm crests without an M+ group, you can now farm it in higher tier delves. Weeklies will be nice for getting some early gear, but it's most likely just to get sparks for crafted gear. The best way to get geared fast is to spam +7s, because they drop hero gear and gilded crests, and crafted gear will only cost 60 crests this time instead of 90 from last season. Getting your crafted gear ASAP will be the key to getting strong early. If you don't think you can do +7s with previous season gear, you should definitely spam M0s, heroics, get your weekly stuff, and slowly gear up until you can get to the point where you are spamming +7s. Anyway, those were most of the questions I got asked a lot on stream, so hopefully my answers were helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to visit my Twitch stream while I'm live at twitch.tv/itskatsa. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.